Hi, Internet people. I wanted to finally make a video about the end of Doctor Who Season 3, the episode called The Last of the Time Lords. I really love this finale. I love the whole two-parter and the Utopia, the episode that came before it. So for this episode, the finale, finally seeing how it all ties together, we see Martha on her a year later after she's wandered the earth, she's traveled, she's done what the doctor has asked her to do. We see her meet another person, Tom Milligan, the doctor. They team up. They go to this one lady and they try to. She tells them what she's doing. She tells them what her mission for this past year has been, and along with that, she's done by the Toclopane and all of that. So we find out she's trying to get specific chemicals that will kill a Time Lord, so that he can't regenerate, but he'll just stay dead. So I remember when I first saw that, I think I was questioning, would that work? You know, would that actually work to kill the Master? Because knowing this show, there's twists and turns, so you never know what will actually happen. And I think I also wondered, what are those chemicals? How is that possible? But anyway, as the story goes on, seeing Martha, seeing the future a year after the last episode, the world is different. People have died. People are scared. There's not a lot of hope. So yeah, Martha continues on her quest. She continues, we see her telling people about the Doctor, all the things he's done to save people, to save galaxies that no one knows about, and he's never really gotten thanked for that. And that was really cool to see her share how important the Doctor is, and how that ties into the end, which I'll share later. Spoilers, just so you know, for the end of Season 3. But yeah, I remember liking Martha and Tom together. I saw his kind of disappointed face when she mentioned she loved the Doctor. And yeah, I think at the time I'm like, oh yeah, okay, well, another girl loves the Doctor, big, kind of redundant at this point. But now I don't mind it so much. I don't know, time has gone on, and I don't mind. Anyway, we also see what's going on with the Master and Martha's family, who's still prisoners there, and Jack too, who's they're all trying to hang in there, trying to figure out how to get through this. I'll say again, John Sim as the Master is amazing. I love him. I love the comedic moments, of course, but I also love the serious moments too. I feel like he pulls off really well. I mean, we have this whole montage where he's being silly and playing that song, but then later at night he comes to the Doctor, who I don't think I mentioned in the last video. The Master has used Lazarus technology to age the Doctor, so the Doctor really looks all of his 900 years. And anyway, the serious moments where the Master goes to the Doctor and is like, will the drumming ever stop? That constant noise in the Master's head that has never gone away. And he can't. The Doctor is just like, I think the Doctor wants to help him, but he maybe doesn't know how. He doesn't think he can, really, if that's been there all of the Master's life since he looked into the time vortex. And the whole looking into the time vortex, little kids, on Gallifrey, I think I get why they were doing that. I get the purpose, but I just think it's, I don't know, sad or heartbreaking. These little kids had to look at the chasm of space and time, and they don't know what to do with it. They're just, you run away screaming, or feel like you can't, or feel like you have to stay even though you don't want to. Anyway, it's a tangent for another time. But yes, so I love this finale. Martha gets turned in, unfortunately, by the lady her and Tom went to see. Though after we see what's inside the Toclopane, that it's the humans that were on that ship going to Utopia, but they were made into something else. I don't remember if the Masters made them that way. I think he might have, so they could survive. But I found that, of course, heartbreaking that humanity is now machines who are killing other people. Again, with the paradox machine that the Master has made the TARDIS into makes that possible for them to kill our past humans in the past and still exist. So yeah, and of course the one that they open and see the head inside, that it was that little kid that we see on, the end of the world, who's helping show people around and helping with everything, and who Martha talked to. That just gets me, that those people didn't get what they were looking for. They didn't find utopia. They just found destruction and death, and now they're machines, and I don't know if they realize what exactly they are, or the horror of it, I guess. But yeah, wow. Martha gets captured. She's taken back to the Master, back to that big helicarrier flying airship, and it seems pretty hopeless at that point. But as it turns out, Martha had been, of course, she's telling people about the Doctor, telling people all he's done to save people, but she also told them that at a specific time, at a specific day, they were all going to say Doctor at the same time, kind of like a prayer, which would tap in to that telepathic field that the Master had been using, but they were kind of using it against him, but in order to revive the Doctor, which works. And Martha just, revealing that to the Master is just be like, really? You really thought that, there were actual chemicals that would kill a Time Lord dead, and that's what I was doing? You idiot. And I just love that, because Martha really, more and more has come into her own this season, and she, say in that moment to the Master, being able to laugh and just smirk and just say that I've bested you, basically, and for the Doctor to be revived and for that to work, and it's a powerful moment, of course, and the Master realizing his plans have failed or been used against him. He's afraid, naturally, and the Doctor just, obviously he's restored, he has a powerful moment, but then he sees the Master cowering now. It's like, and he could do anything. He could have yelled, he could have been harsh, but he just says, I forgive you. And the Doctor wants to keep the Master alive, because he was the only other Time Lord, and the Doctor doesn't want to be alone. He never expected this, that there would be another Time Lord that would be in existence now, that he could have, that he could talk to. And I find that I wish that, obviously I wish for maybe the Doctor's sake, that the Master could have lived, and that they could have, I don't know, been amicable somehow, but obviously the Master really wasn't having that. But yeah, so he doesn't want to, I don't think the Master wanted to be controlled or kept prisoner by the Doctor, so I get that, and I get, so when the Master is shot by his human wife, he dies. He doesn't regenerate. He lets himself die just to spite the Doctor, and oof, that moment is so painful and sad, because you see the Doctor be sad. He finally got another Time Lord in the universe, and they die not much longer after meeting them. A year, maybe? And he barely got time with him, and all the time they were enemies, and they never really got a chance to just reconnect, I guess. So, but anyway, maybe happier note, the world is saved. The Tocqueville defeated, and everything back to normal. I'm happy ending, definitely. And so Martha and the Doctor drop Jack off back where he was, back where he had jumped onto the TARDIS from, and then in that, they talk a little bit more, and Jack, of course, brings up, I'm still aging, but I still can't die, so what's gonna happen? And the Doctor's like, I don't know. I'll have to see what happens. And then throughout that course of that conversation, we find out that Jack is gonna be the face of Bow. But that's who that is. And that's how he knew that the Doctor wasn't alone in the universe as the only Time Lord. And, that just blew my mind, because I was like, what? Wait, what? How is that possible? What's going on? But, like, did not expect that at all, seeing that for the first time, and just being like, whoa, what? We finally found out who the face of Bow is, and it was Jack all along. Wow, just, I mean, casually just, throwing that out there. Craziness stuff. The world is back to normal, and no one remembers, what happened, because the paradox has been fixed, and everything's back to normal. And so, everyone's kind of restored, and everything's happy. But Martha, at this point, she sees that there are people who need her. Her family needs her. She needs to find her own way. And plus, she loves the Doctor, and she knows that the Doctor isn't going to feel the same way about her. So, kind of good on her for not sticking around hoping he would change his mind. I kind of applaud that. And I think throughout the season she did come into her own, and she did, awesome things, and I'm glad she did. But I think after this too, when we see her again in season 4, spoilers, she really has come into much more of her own, and more of her own life and what she wants to do, and not pining after the Doctor. I think that's great. I think that's kind of awesome, and they part amicably, and they're not. No one's mad at each other, and I'm glad that had a kind of a friendly sort of separation, as opposed to all other heartbreaking separations between the Doctor and his companion. But yeah, so that episode ends, and it's good, and a lot of things happen. They get wrapped up, and so the little teaser at the end, teaser for the Christmas special that would come after this. I think it's really. I think when the Titanic first crashed into the TARDIS, and the Doctor sees what's going on, and we see that the life preserver has the name Titanic on it. I actually thought that it was going to be the real Titanic, like he would literally crashed into it in the ocean back in 1912, and that it was literally going to be that. Obviously, we see later it's not, but I think that would have been really interesting too, to have it actually on the historic Titanic as we know it. But that's okay, and that's a review for another time. I will come back, hopefully next weekend, with a review of the first episode of Doctor Who Season 4. Love Season 4 a lot. It's right up there with Season 2 and 3. I love it, and seeing Donna again. So, until next time, please like and subscribe if you liked this video, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!